Mufc Realist TV. This is the transfer corner, and of course we finished off very strong with the Premier League season, finishing off third, and now the rumblings keep going on because we got to look ahead of 2023 with the new summer transfer signings. Join with me in the studio is my brilliant co-host Jarvis Coocker. How are you doing, sir, today, this morning?
I'm feeling fine. I slept well. How are you, Mick?
Fantastic. Busy. It's going to be a busy summer. I started to work as an intermediate in the transfer market in the agency side of it, as per usual, per every summer in January. So it's been a lot of interesting targets and information that's come to my attention that I want to talk to you about today, Jarvis. But of course, we're here to talk about, of course, Manchester United. And we will start with the transfer targets of the strikers in this episode, in this podcast. So this pod is all about the Eric Ten Hag striker targets. In the meantime, people, take a sip on your morning brew of coffee and choice, and we will be back in about 10 seconds. In a bit.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. Ik ben welkom. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
What better way to do that to kind of dive into the, targets and, since I got some wordings today, like, speaking to the market, the agency side is very small. Like, you have many intermediates that you can obtain information. And then, of course, you have reports in the media that can sort of backtrack where the stories are coming from as well. But at the end of the day, we need to check if it has legs or no legs. But striker position, Jarvis, this is something that everyone has been talking about. This has been clear and obvious. We've been solid in defense. We did a calculation yesterday and a stat that home, we only conceded 9 goals, and we are kind of the best defense in the Premier League season, by the way.
Yeah. But
it is just that striker position that we've been missing. Like, for Weghorst didn't work. We saw that. It was Aloni. Marcus Rashford cannot carry the whole team, although Marcus scored 30 goals. Martial, injury prone, not to be counted on. So we haven't had any sort of prolific strikers. So let's dive right into it. And next player, which is hot from the plate as well, which I have also been reporting on, is actually Lautaro Martinez. It's quite getting hot. It's getting hot in there, right? His contract is expire 2026, plays for Inter Milan. His market evaluation is about 80 million, but it's been said we can get him for about 70 million euros. And I will dive into that because, about 2 weeks ago, I reported that as well. Lautaro Martinez can emerge as a backup plan for Harry Kane, because we spoke about the length. So Ten Hag has him as number 2 choice as well, because clear and obvious, they're not patient enough to wait for Daniel Levy and Victor Osimhen, which we will get into that. There's also numerous loose report about Dusan Vlahovic, but there's just paper talk, nothing in it, right? So they are definitely prepared, the interest to step out in the hunt for new number 9, like Lautaro Martinez. And it's believed that Milan forward Martinez is one on the names that will be considered for United if we are not able to progress in that front of attracting Harry Kane, for instance, right? So how much will Lautaro Martinez cost? Well, he's 25 years of age, Jarvis. And it's been said also from Inter Milan that they are willing to sort of look at 60 million pounds, right? Which is about 70 million euros approximately. Yeah. And that is Inter's current financial situation. He's not a typical natural number 9, often seen as a sort of support figure or additional forward. But if you look at his stats this season, he scored 28 goals and 11 assists in this season alone. Certainly prove that he's got the credential to make an impact on a very top level as well. Last thing that he did was in Coppa Italia finale, where he actually they won over Fiorentina on Wednesday. He scored some goals there. So yeah, I think this one, which I believe is more of a Ten Hag player, and I will tell you why. I put him as a hot because I heard a number of conversations and rumors that we are looking into him from United's perspective. Of course, if Harry Kane drags on, this is the second choice striker. And I will tell you why. If you look at his attributes, Jarvis, you know, this is quite remarkable. When you look at his weaknesses, there is none. This is from Transfermarkt and Who Scored. There's none. No weaknesses. His strengths, his finishing is very strong. Holding up the ball. We know that Ten Hag likes players that hold up the ball. Strong. Through ball, strong. Key passes, strong. Dribbling, strong. Long shots, strong. Defensive contributions, strong. You know how Ten Hag wants to sort of defend as a team, press as a team. His style of play, he likes indirect set pieces threat, basically. Likes to play long balls. Gets fouled often. That means that he's a threat. When he says get fouled often, it's a threat. And he commits to fouls often. As alluded before, like, you know, he's in Serie A, he scored 21 goals, or maybe it's 22. He had 6 assists there, right? But in all competition, this is out of date. It should be 28 goals and 9 assists in a season alone. That's very close to Harry Kane's figures.
Yeah. He looks really good. The stats don't tell. I know a weakness of him, and that's his heading abilities.
Yeah.
He's I think he's 5'8", so that's
5'8".
in centimeters. That's 174. So he's not the tallest player. He can't win all the aerial duels, especially in the Premier League against the big center backs. So that will be. But usually Ten Hag we don't cross too much into the box.
No.
We try to play the ball on the ground, so that won't be a problem for our team.
No, true that.
Another thing with him, I must be honest, I haven't seen him too much, but I saw him in the World Cup, and what I noticed, he likes to drop down, he likes to receive the ball and try to turn himself. It's not always successful because he's not that press resistive as, for example, Harry Kane.
You will see him at the Champions League final, definitely against City.
We will see. I see a couple of weaknesses, but I also like him. He's really good at scoring goals, and I think he will suit our team. He's not a regular number 9. I will say he's more like a 9.5. So
he's a 9.5. He's an all-round squad player. I mean, it's something that Ten Hag looks for, right? Not just the typical. You see, we have different type of striker targets options. This guy offers everything. He's a very all-round number 9, right? And from a personal perspective, like, he's Argentinian, so he will blend in with the passionate team already. Like, we're talking about Garnacho, we're talking all but Latin players. I think this could work, to be honest. But that's why I have him as hot in a way, because I look at his style of play, how he fits in, the number of goal contribution and assists. That tells me that I understand what Ten Hag is looking at him, to be honest.
For people who don't know Lautaro Martinez, I would say to compare him to a player we know, he's not an out-and-out striker, but he's more like I would compare him to Gabriel Jesus in Arsenal as a striker. So you have a clear picture of what you can expect from him.
No, I certainly saw articles on goals.com. I saw numerous articles reporting on that, what I said about 2 weeks ago, that Manchester United are looking at Lautaro Martinez, and I was like, wow, that's very interesting, because he's a good player, right? He's a very good player, and
good.
we can eyeball him like when in the Champions League final, to be honest. So it's going to be interesting, right? So cool. All right. Right then, Lautaro Martinez. Knowing what you heard now, having to see in his overall strengths and weaknesses, his goal tally, knowing that he can fit in Ten Hag's system, think like Ten Hag right now. You can get him for like 70 million. For me, if I was the manager, I would take him, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. 70 million with those attributes and a second striker. You have more money in the potty for other things.
Lautaro Martinez is really good. Inter is a tough bargain. I don't know if they owe us any money for Lukaku yet, but maybe that's a joker. So no, I would rate Martinez, if Ten Hag wants him, 60%.
60%. Now, that is the most sensible thing to look at it, especially if you know you have a budget. So why would you spend 100 million on a Harry Kane when for that money you can get a Lautaro Martinez plus a Rasmus Højlund? That is my opinion. Let me check with our friends from the Football Terrace, Terry Flewis. Terry, for 100 million, would you take a Højlund plus a Lautaro Martinez, or would you still go all in for Harry Kane?
Personally, 100 million gets you Lautaro Martinez plus Højlund. Lautaro Martinez is good, but he is not Harry Kane's level. Harry Kane is a level above him. Is a level above that man. With all due respect, he's an absolute level and a bit above him. So I get where you're coming from, but again, as I say, for me, we've got to get Harry Kane. I agree with both him and Pav, and I'm glad that Pav, I know you're listening still, mate, has woken up to what I've been saying. Not because of me, but I think he sees it the way I do. I think on counterattacks, Victor Osimhen is going to be better, faster, quicker, more powerful, more athleticism in him. But can he get the ball on the half turn with Rashford and Sancho and Anthony and Garnacho, with Bruno running in from wide positions, from midfield positions, and find those pinpoint balls to bring him into the game? As people talk about, well, how long can Harry Kane play as a number 9 for at his age? Yeah, maybe he's only got 3 or 4 years left being out and out number 9 off someone's shoulder, which he's still very good at. But that man could drop in and play as a secondary striker as his career starts, as his physicality starts to wane. That man's ability is going to give him many more years in football. So he'll be an asset for Man United for 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years at the highest level, Harry Kane is going to score and create you goals. So if there's a choice, I'm picking Harry Kane every single day of the week. I truly am. And that's no disrespect to Osimhen. I think he's amazing. But Harry Kane, if this guy had proper trophies behind his name, we'd be looking at one of the best strikers in the last 30 years in world football. But he just doesn't have those trophies to his name. I think coming to Man United helps us win the trophies, and I believe he'll get those trophies on his CV as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Let's see how this will develop over the transfer summer as well. It's going to be a busy transfer summer for Eric Ten Hag and the boys. And guys, this is not a live recording. This is actually a recorded message. So if you want to engage, leave a comments in the comments section or engage with each other in the chat room.